Hi, I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., your HHS secretary. Let me ask you something. Should doctors make decisions based upon what's best for their patients or based upon what makes them the most money? It's not a tough question.
Hi all, I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United, and that was RFK Jr., HHS Secretary, talking about patients' rights and medical ethics, something he's been talking about a lot since he was sworn in at HHS, and really to give him his due for like the last 20 years. Now, one of the problems we have as chronic pain patients is he is saying all the right things about patients' rights, chronic illness, etc., but he does not connect them to pain, chronic pain, the pain management system, or any of it. I don't know why he doesn't, but he doesn't. Like CPRS would be a good example. That is a chronic illness that is defined by pain, but he has never once not addressed chronic pain issues at all. So that's something we're trying to change. And maybe fortuitously, this article or this study that was published on August 5th about the increase in chronic pain patients and diagnoses since COVID is being pushed by the HHS and NIH, alphabet soup, 1, 2, 3, God. Being pushed by the HHS and NIH on X, social media, Facebook, etc. And when I saw that, man, it was like, okay, this is great timing. Mr. Secretary, can we please talk about chronic pain now? It is affecting millions and millions of people every single day. So that's what we're trying to do. Now let's go on to the next clip real quick.
We've recently uncovered that more than 36,000 doctors had their Medicare reimbursements altered based upon childhood vaccination rates. That's not medicine. That's coercion. It's immoral. It has no place in a constitutional democracy or in a system that claims to protect children. Medical decisions should be made based upon one thing and one thing only, the well-being of the patient, never on a financial bonus or a government mandate.
My God, he's talking about doctors acting for money or claiming to do, let's say this, doctors acting against the best interests of the patients either for money or in the name of a government mandate. Does that sound familiar at all? We know that chronic pain patients are assaulted all the time by pain doctors for money. We just talked about it the last couple of days in Tennessee, Virginia, and North Carolina. Dude owned 20-something pain clinics, and the whole scheme was going to the patients and be like, hey, you want your pain medications? We're going to jab a needle into your spine, and you're going to be okay with it. And the epidurals didn't even have any medication. They were completely pointless. It was total assault. So that's going on. And then you have the CDC, government mandates. Mr. Secretary, a government bureaucracy, really, that you have legal authority over are the main cause of God knows how much harm to how many chronic pain patients across the country since 2016. The numbers would be impossible to calculate, immeasurable. But they have done massive harm. They came between us and our primary care doctors. And not only that, in doing so, they put a DEA agent between us and our primary care doctor. And then they got one to follow us into every single waiting room we go into that has anything to do with pain medicine, pain doctors, or pain clinics. They're sitting there either over our shoulder or our doctor's shoulders all the time. And it is absolutely a massive assault on our rights, both human, patient, and constitutional. They have done so much harm. Again, and you could retract these guidelines today if you wanted to. And you should, by the way. And if not retract them, at the very least, order them to be updated, because these things have no real basis in science, Mr. Secretary. They are all about feeling. Traditional pain medications are bad. That's about it. And with that came God knows how much harm to countless numbers of pain patients. Just go and look on any social media platform. Reddit, the chronic pain page on Reddit is probably one of the best, where it's just story after story that's right at your fingertips. Somebody should show you that, Mr. Secretary, which is partly what I'm trying to do. I'm showing it right now. Anyways, all right, next clip.
I always like to say that a healthy person has 1,000 dreams, but a sick person has only one. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness doesn't mean very much if you're too sick to enjoy it.
Yes, I've said almost the same thing God knows how many times since launching the CPWU. How can you live a life of liberty, happiness, and freedom when you can't even get out of bed because your own government and doctors are blocking your access to ancient traditional pain medications that we as humanity have freely used for thousands and thousands of years? And why, just a little bit tangent, why is it that all of the most effective natural medications of any kind are Schedule 1 by the DEA, be it marijuana and THC, Delta 9, be it things like DMT or psilocybin mushrooms, which can heal the brain, both physically and mentally, like dealing with PTSD type issues or traumatic brain injury. And excuse me, Big Pharma doesn't have anything that comes close to being nearly as effective, and certainly not for the price. My God, you get into gene therapy and stuff like that for PTSD or traumatic brain injuries, you're talking about a lot of money versus a few caps of mushrooms or DMT. So much, much cheaper. So tangent over, but blocking access to just our basic human rights is criminally evil. But, Mr. Secretary, that is exactly what is happening to millions and millions of pain patients across the country. We have dreams too. It's not just those who only have chronic illness, even though chronic illness, Mr. Secretary, and chronic pain are almost always related at some point. I live with temporomandibular joint disorder. Countless other people live with fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis. It goes on and on and on. There are all kinds of illnesses that cause chronic pain, and you've got to start addressing them both. Can't even count. I was trying to come up with the number, but the number of pain patients who are potentially losing their lives every year because they're being forced to make an impossible choice. They're cut off from their pain medications by their doctor, potentially, in this example. Now, what do? They can either suffer, lose their job, lose their family, not be able to engage in their life, etc., or they can look for alternatives. One that many, many pain patients have been using has been 7-OH. That's my alarm. Sorry, I'm going to turn it off. Sorry, that was terrible. It's my alarm letting me know that I'm almost out of time. But yeah, 7-OH is one part of 7-OH, which is hydroxymitragynine, which Florida just banned, by the way, completely. One man did it. Florida Attorney General banned a drug. No, they call it a drug. It is a drug. It's a chemical. Banned a drug for 24 million people in Florida. One dude has the authority to do that. Similar tangent. I was not criticizing Trump for having the authority. He doesn't actually having the authority to decide the marijuana issue. The fact that the Controlled Substance Act turns over the authority to decide what is medicine and what isn't medicine for hundreds of millions of Americans to basically one person, the Attorney General of the United States of America, is insane. Now, they do delegate that authority to the DEA, but yeah, anyways. So this is it. Hit them with the hashtag #PainWarriorDreams. Let them know what you think. We have got to get RFK to start paying attention to the chronic pain problem and chronic pain management system because it is broken and it is killing people. Period. End of story. And this would be a great time, like I say at the end of every video, your stories are unique and special just like you, please leave them in the comments. We are growing and more people are seeing these stories all the time, and they are a huge boon for us in the fight for pain management reform. Your stories are unique and important just like you, so please share them. I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. We'll see y'all real soon. Cheers.